Hey, buddy. Welcome to Wednesday. Today is May 7th, 2025, and I'm Michelle with YesMichelle Crochets. Please allow me first to say welcome and hello to my returning viewers, my returning subscribers, and my returning lurkers, and a very special welcome and hello to my new viewers, my new subscribers, and my new lurkers. I appreciate having each and every one of you here with me today, and I thank you for your time. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have a bit of a routine to my videos. I like to start out with a quote of the day. I think it sets the tone for the video. I know it sets the tone for my day. From there, we'll discuss what's in my cup, the weather outside. We'll have a few quick announcements. I'm sorry, I think I just bumped you. Anyway, we'll have a few quick announcements. I will have a very important conversation with a very special friend, and we will have our topic of the day. Now, once I'm done talking, I'm going to give you a screen card, which is going to detail for you what I'll be crocheting in the next part of the video. I'll also have some really great music. But let me be clear right here. If you're not a crochet artist, that is no reason to run away. You see, this isn't a tutorial, and I don't expect you to make what you see me making. I am merely a crochet buddy. You're free to do what you like. Whether you knit, diamond art, draw, maybe you have a whole other project that has nothing to do with art. And maybe you're just going to enjoy the music and relax. Whatever you do, I encourage you to do exactly that. Now, once I'm done with the crochet part of the video, I'm going to give you another screen card. That screen card is going to show you the quote of the day. And I'm going to celebrate my members and give you an end screen. And in that end screen, I'm going to remind you, if you haven't already done so, to please like this video. I'm also going to remind you, if you haven't, to share. Because I would dearly love, in my growing season, to have the opportunity to meet new people. And the only way I can do that at this point is to have you introduce me to them. Maybe it's a friend, family member, or whatever. Somebody that you think could benefit from a virtual hug. Because that is what I'm giving you here, a virtual hug. I'm also going to give you either a video recommendation or a playlist that either I or YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy. And with all of that, let me get started with the quote of the day. Today's quote is said by Gail Sheehy, and I think I'm saying her last name right. Nonetheless, here's her quote. If we don't change, we don't grow. If we don't grow, we really aren't living. How can you disagree with that? I think change is like life. It just is. Stagnancy, not changing, not moving, not growing, not being, is not living. I literally change every day. Not just diapers. I know those of you who know what I do for a living think, yep, she changes diapers. And I do. And I do so proudly. However, I also change who I am. There are times that I am this very rigid, very straight-laced person. And then there are other times that I'm an absolute goofball. But who I am depends on the circumstance I'm in. I'm always in evolution. Excited sometimes, not so excited other times. Very serious at times, very juvenile at times. It depends on what the situation calls for. But moreover, I've changed. When I started out in my fiber life, I was a knitter. After I got pregnant with my last child, I decided I wanted to learn something about crochet. Never thinking that that would be my go-to yarn activity. And I still do other things. I love plastic canvas, but I don't do it very often. I honestly love knit. I don't do it at all anymore, simply because my go-to activity is crochet. I love all the notions and the gadgets and the nuances of stitches and everything about crochet. it makes me smile. But now, because another changing and evolutionary part of me is teaching, and I think that's always been a part of me. But I'm leaning more into it because now I'm teaching others about how to start a channel on YouTube, how to tweak, fix, and refine aspects of their channels so that they give a better presentation or they feel more confident and secure in stepping in front of the camera and giving their best effort. So, change is good. Please do grow and change. Now, on to coffee. Because I've had a few sips, not enough, but a few sips. My coffee is here. She is delicious. And of course, I started with my protein-based coffee where I take a pre-made protein shake, pour it in my personal blender, add in 2 scoops of the Javvy coffee protein shake, well, protein mix in caramel flavor, of course, and a drizzle of my favorite caramel, salted caramel flavoring, just a pinch of my regular sugar substitute because I can't have real sugar. But oh my gosh, just the thought of it is so, so delicious. And as I mentioned earlier this week, over the weekend, I had the opportunity to get a classic percolator. And I am addicted to this coffee. I love percolated coffee. It's so good. So I've been making that in the morning. My daughter seems to be thrilled with that too because she gets coffee before she heads out the door. And she's even said this is the best coffee she's ever had. But pouring that over the top of my pre-made protein mix makes for the best coffee in the morning for me. And as someone who doesn't eat well and sometimes doesn't eat until almost 1 in the afternoon, then yes, having a protein-based coffee is everything for me. So there is that. Now, on to weather. Today's weather is meh. Not bad. Not great. But it is currently 54 degrees. That is also the low for the day, which kind of tells you about what time I'm filming this. And the high today is expected to be 71 degrees. So not horrible, but not the best. We'll take it though. I'm not complaining. Now, on to announcements. Today's announcements are as they are most every day. Happy birthday or happy anniversary if today is your special day. I sincerely appreciate having you here with me on your special day because it makes me feel pretty special too. And I want to say, hey there to my best buds and greetings and salutations to the royal court. And if you're wondering who are her best buds and who is this royal court, well, those are the members of my channel. Those are the people who have invested a financial encouragement, if it will, to me to continue to do what I do here on this channel. And the things that I've done with that support is add the mic to my system so that you hear me a little better, I hope, when I remember to plug it in. Yes, I forget sometimes. I admit it, I'm human. But it also allows me to be able to afford having music during the crochet component of our video and not have it come out of my family's financial budget. But it also has allowed me to add Zoom meetings. And speaking of our Zoom meetings, for the royal court, we will gather this Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time in order to have our Zoom meeting. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there. Now, those of you who aren't currently members, please know I haven't forgotten about you. If you're watching this as Team Replay instead of as a premiere, you're going to notice the pinned comment is about joining our channel as a member. Please consider yourself invited. And if we are chatting it up in the comment section and this is a premiere, then the comment that is pinned at the top of the chat, well, that's about joining as a member. And as I said, there are 2 tiers for the membership. There are my best buds who are phenomenal and dearly loved and have access to the member videos that I drop, the member posts and things like that. The Zoom meetings and extra love, yeah, that goes to the royal court. So if you want access to me on whichever tier, I highly encourage you to tap that button, especially if you're on an Apple device, because we don't have access to the instant join buttons that YouTube has installed on this system. So there is that. Now, I also want to say to you guys that I would love it if you would check out my stand store, because as I am off on Tuesdays now, I'm taking that time to add extra things to the stand store. Yesterday, I took the time to create a 3-page challenge paper. If you'll call it a paper, call it what you will. It's a calendar. And it's a 30-day calendar telling you a motivation, giving you a bit of encouragement, and a moment of reflection per day for you to consider if you're going to be or are currently a content creator. I know a lot of people who watch my channel also have channels of their own, and sometimes we need, especially when we're in our growing season, ideas of, are we doing this right? Do I need to consider that? Sometimes we just need motivation, because it can be pretty lonely to sit in a room by yourself and talk to the camera with no idea of who's going to watch it. So that's in my stand store, and I would love for you guys to check it out. And there's some other things there. There's also the opportunity, if you're interested in getting one-on-one coaching with me to help you work on the steps and tweaks that you might want to do to improve your channel. If I can help, I will be very clear with you about what I want to help you do. I want to hear what you need done, and let's see if we can work together. So head over to the stand store and check all of that out. And as Kitty Lane would say, my prices won't beat you over the head. So I keep things reasonable because I'm not trying to make my living on you. I just want to recoup the money that it takes to do the time. That's all. The rest of it is my pleasure to share with you. Now, and as for tonight I am going live. I'm excited about it. I'm especially excited about it because this is the time that I devote to talking about content creation. Specifically tonight, we're going to be talking about crafting your brand identity. What are the elements of a brand, and how do you go beyond just that logo button that everybody sees? What are some of the things that associate you, your brand, and your identity, and how do you make all of those things work cohesively? So we'll be talking about that tonight at 6 p.m. Central. That is something I'm looking forward to, which means for now I need to stop everything else and get ready for that. But let's finish this video. And it's Wednesday, guys. Wednesday is Whip Work Wednesday. So I choose, I don't have to, I choose to be accountable with you on the different things that I'm crocheting in front of the camera and behind the scenes to kind of catch you up on what's going on my hook. And the first thing I want to do, as I try to do every week, is start with the dishcloth of the week. This is this week's dishcloth. And it's a marrying of two different patterns. Both are stitchways that I often associate with Juan the Yarn Addict. His twins in the stitch and his crisscross. Well, I started with a row of half double crochets. You can't see it because it's such a dark yarn, but I love it because I love a dark blue. It has half double crochets, and then I move right into the crisscross and then the twins in a stitch. But what I do is I literally take the twins in the stitch between the crisscrosses, and then in the next row I crisscross over the two legs of the stitches. So instead of going around these two, I literally go through the middle. It's hard to explain. Maybe I need to figure out how to do a tutorial. Don't look for one. It's not going to happen. Just telling you. Anyway, I love this. I'm probably going to make a few more of this one. But I did accomplish my goal. hashtag Restash 2025 to do a minimum of 1 dishcloth a week, done and dusted times 2. And on to Sunny Sweater. Sunny Sweater got a few more stitches, not enough. I'm not done, but I'm almost done. My next hurdle with that sweater is going to be the sleeves, and I'm looking forward to it, and yet I'm not. I'm honestly not because I don't want to, but because that's a lot of work, and I have other things I want to do. I have ADD when it comes to crochet. I want to do all of the things, and I want to do them all at the same time. So I add a few rows and then I set it down. That's how I'm dealing with Sunny Sweater. But my goal is to be finished with it at some point. That's the best I can give you for now. Of course, as I mentioned earlier last week, I think, I am working on what is my third Timber Trails blanket by Juan the Yarn Addict. I love this pattern as a giftable item to charity organizations. So one ended up heading out to a friend who's having a baby, and then the other one is in a bag, and this one is still on the hook. I'm not yet done with it. I am also making more willow squares because I had a friend who loved the squares that I was making before, and she wanted the top that I was trying to create. The problem is she only makes granny squares, so she was never going to make this as a top for herself, and she really wanted it. So rather than keep it for myself, I made it for her. I am making more willow granny squares for myself to create a top just for me. And I intend to keep it for myself, especially now that I know how easy the construction of this top is. So that is the progress of the things that are on my hook currently, and that pretty much is my talking points for this video. But before I get out of here, I want to take a moment to have a very important conversation with a very special friend. This special friend is someone who may not be having the best of times right now and needs a little bit of extra love, support, and encouragement. So please forgive me as I have that important conversation. And to our special friend, hey there, how are you today? I hope the answer is at least okay, but I understand that it may not be. I want to say to you, I love you. I love you. And I love you. I say that with energy, not with effort. It comes easy to love you. I love you because you exist, because you matter, and because you deserve to hear it. You may not believe it, especially at this point. And I say that because A, you don't know me, but B, because you may not love yourself right now, and that's okay. Allow me to pour into you until you can pour into yourself. I am going to ask you to do some things. These are the things that I would ask anyone to do, and I often do. But I especially want you to do these things. You need to eat. I know you may not feel like eating. You may not feel like you deserve to eat. Or you just don't have the desire to eat. I get it. I go through things where I feel exactly that way. It doesn't matter. Your body needs fuel. So you need to eat. You also need to drink water. And why do I pick water over everything else? Because at the core of humanity, we all need water. Yes, I like my coffee. I talk about it every day. But I also drink a lot of water. I have to. And you need to. And yes, you need to take your meds if meds are appropriate. Now I know there are some of you who don't have medication and don't need it, and that's okay too. But for those of you who do, please take your meds. And this is one of those things that you don't want to do, but you may need to do. It is have real conversations with real people in your life, be it a friend or a family member, maybe it's a neighbor or a trusted person of faith. Have a real conversation with someone. By sharing what you're going through, whether it's a mental or a medical situation, oftentimes hearing that someone understands what you're going through and can offer support or advice of how to get through it can make all the difference in how you get through this situation. And I'm clear about the fact that there are some of us who don't have anyone in their life that they can go to with this situation. This might just be the exact right time for you to reach out to someone in the mental or medical space to help support you as you deal with the situation. I want to say to you, no matter what you decide to do, that I love you. I'm here for you as much as somebody can be on the internet. And please know that if you choose to reach out to me, any comment you leave either in our live chats or in my videos below is a public comment and anyone can see it, not just me. If you choose to send me an email, and I would love for you to do so if you want to, then please know it may take me a while to get back to you. I am not a medical, nor am I a mental health professional. I'm just a lady on the internet who happens to have a channel who really does care about you. So, I'm sending you a virtual hug. I'm sending you my love. And I'm asking you to sit back for now and just relax. Enjoy the music that's going to come up in a few minutes. And if you feel like you want to do something, great. Whether that is something artistic or maybe it's grab a sandwich. Whatever you want to do, please be good to you today. And know that I'm here for you. So, sit back. And to everyone else, thank you for being patient with me while I have that very important conversation. Because yes, as much as it's for someone else, it is also for me to remind me that I need to eat. I need to drink my water. And because for me, meds are appropriate, I need to take my meds. And I've done the medication part. Have not done the water, and I've already admitted I'm not going to eat till way later. But I'm drinking my coffee, and it has protein. So I'm satisfying what I need to. I am prioritizing and taking care of me. That's the important part. And you're important to me, and I love you. So I'm going to tell you, as I tell my special friend, you need to eat. You need to drink your water too. And of course, if meds are appropriate for you and for everyone, please take your meds. We want you to be your healthiest. So please take your medication. But for now, and just for now, I'm going to take my face away and give you a screen card. And then I'm going to give you my hands and some really great music with some crochet. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. I promise you, it's great music. But I've got to scoot because I got to get this video uploaded for us. And I will see you soon. But until I see you face to face, you have some fun today. I'll talk to you later. But don't go anywhere. Till then. Bye-bye.